on different paths, and at times, our paths intertwine. We experience moments of victories and valleys along the way. But some have the sheer determination to smile at the storm. Today, I sit with someone who epitomizes what it means to see the promise in the rain. Let's go for the journey. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I am totally excited to sit with somebody who embodies what it really means to smile at the storm, to see the promise in the rain. I have none other with me today but CB Joseph. Welcome to the journey, sir.
Welcome. Thank you so much, my friend and my sister in the Lord. It's a pleasure to be here with you and, of course, to share whatever that the Lord has laid on our hearts.
Yes.
And hopefully whatever I share can help to inspire, encourage, and, of course, continue the positivity that I think that life is all about.
Thank you so much for being here. I've been looking forward to this conversation for a long, long time. And particularly so, I remember at the height of the pandemic when everyone seems to be losing hope and seemed to just, again, I guess it was expected. Everyone didn't know what to do, what to expect. There you were on Facebook in the mornings with your inspirational moments. And for some reason, I noticed something that midway during your taping, there was like a ray of sunshine that came. Why did you feel the need to send out that positive vibes in the midst of chaos?
Well, thank you for saying that. But anyway, what you're talking about is what I call CB's Corner.
CB's Corner,
and
yes.
CB's Corner had started the years prior, and it was in response to the negativity that I had seen spewing on Facebook and other networks. And I thought maybe a word of inspiration, maybe something positive can help to at least bring some sort of balance.
Yes.
And of course, the pandemic just heightened that awareness. And so, yes, I am a positive person by nature. I see the sunshine after the rain. I see doors being opened where there are no houses. And that sounds incredibly foolish for some people.
Yes,
but
yes.
I tend to look at things not from the with my physical eye. I'm not saying don't acknowledge the storms, don't acknowledge the difficulties. But if I go about talking about I have a God who specializes in the impossible, then of course I must walk the walk. But I must talk the talk, but I'm also walk the walk.
That's incredible.
Yes.
And I love that because I personally tuned in to that, and it lifted me up and inspired me to keep going along, again, amidst everything that was going on. But where did that come from, though? Were you generally a positive person? What in your life, what shifted your worldview?
Well, thanks for saying that. Yes, there's something specific happened when I was a young boy. I had, and you probably can see still, I had big teeth. My 8 and 9, the central incisors were larger than everybody else's, at least. And of course, as kids, we teased each other. And but that was a sore spot for me when people call me in our Creole tone would say, "Dan caterpillar." Meaning caterpillar teeth. You know, the caterpillar is this big vehicle, that excavates dirt.
Right.
So I guess the company that made those was the Caterpillar. But we used to have that in the village, and people say, "Man, it's a teeth like caterpillar teeth." And so consequently, I would not smile. And I think one particular time, my aunt, my angel, I call her my angel, Martha Drago, my mother's sister. She saw me in a pity party posture, and she came up to me and she said, "Why are you so sad?" And I expressed how I felt, and she said, she knelt down and she stood at my level, She was a nurse, or I think she was in nursing school, but I can remember her in a nursing outfit.
Yeah.
And she said to me, "You are handsome, you are smart.
Boosted
I
your
want you to go
self-esteem.
home, I want you to brush your teeth, and I want you to smile.
Wow.
When they say to you, you have big teeth, smile." And that really changed the corner for me, because I have learned to, when somebody's, and then because of that, I started smiling. And when they would say caterpillar teeth, I would smile.
You
And,
smile.
and they stopped.
Ah.
So I did not make it into a big issue. They figured, geez, it doesn't bother him. Why bother him?
tease,
Why
yeah.
tease him? And so that has been the impetus, if you will, that got me going. And so from then, I mean, I remember it because it seems like it was yesterday, because every time I talk about it, it brings that wonderful feeling. And so that has built a confidence in me that has gotten me in trouble sometimes, because sometimes I got so confident when I was a kid, and I would do things that would get me in trouble.
Right.
But I have that confidence, having, later on becoming a Christian at the age of 16, that just helped to build my confidence even further, because I understand, as a child of God, doors must open for me. As a child of God, favor must fall upon me.
Yes.
And I claim it. And so I walk in that promise of God, that I'm the head and not the tail. And so if I go places, whether you're the Queen of England or you're the President of the United States, if I have to talk to you, then I'm going to get to that point where I need to talk to you, because I think God is opening doors for me. That can get me into trouble, because people have called me cocky because of that. But it's a confidence that I know that God has granted unto me and to all of us as his children. And so I embrace it.
You embrace it. But can you imagine if your aunt didn't stoop to your level and say to you, smile? And today I'm sure many people who know you, the first thing that they see is that smile.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's and what coincidence, well, I don't necessarily believe in coincidences, but imagine now today I work on people's teeth and I try to make them smile. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And of course, I don't know. People say to me, "Don't you have problems?" I'm like, problems are everywhere.
Yeah.
But I say to them, if you look, you will see the good in every difficulty. I mean, yes, acknowledge that the roof is gone. I tell somebody one time, we had a hurricane and the roof blew. I said, well, look at it this way, you have a sky view, So I mean, it does not mean that I don't recognize that the roof is gone, but I mean, geez, I'm alive. And we can always put another roof on. Somebody down the road is worse off than I am. They might have lost a family member. The whole house probably was destroyed. So those are the kinds of things that I tend to look at. And yes, and I hopefully I can pass that on to my own children or to people that I meet, or when they come in my office, I pass on that positive vibe, a positive energy.
You shared with me when we were talking about something happening to your daughter. You want to share with us what happened? She was in college, and your outlook on that.
Oh, well, absolutely, yes. My daughter, my middle daughter, was at UMass Amherst. That's considered to be the party school, I suppose.
Yes.
And every year, I think they would arrest so many kids because they were drinking and stuff. And that particular year, that happened. And my wife said to me, "Aren't you going to call your child to see whether, I said, my child knows better than to get involved in something like that. And even if she were involved in that, what can I do for her? I'm 2 hours away.
Yeah.
I mean,
and people will say, that's crazy to talk like that,
she's
right?
2 hours away.
Right.
I cannot help her.
Can't help.
And if she got caught in that, she needs to spend the night in jail anyway. And so my wife, being the mother, of course, she's worried about it and concerned.
Rightfully so.
So I said, honey, both of us can't worry. You worry when I go to sleep. But of course, being the husband that I am, I chose to call my daughter.
Right.
And I said, your mother's concerned. And she says, Daddy, you know better than that. I said, well, I told your mother, but she wanted to be assured that you're fine. But I'm glad that you're doing okay. But yeah, and that's the outlook on life. If I give you some guidance, whether you're my child or friend, and you end up in trouble, that, again, doesn't mean that I'm not concerned.
Right.
But what am I going to do about it?
Can you do?
Your leg is already broken. You know what? Call 911. They're in a closer area to you than I am. I will get to the hospital and, try to do what I can after the fact. But do not worry needlessly, because worry doesn't change the outcome. In fact,
I like what you just
Yes.
said. Don't worry needlessly.
Right.
I think that's really powerful.
Well, yes, because worry doesn't change anything.
Right.
Have you ever worried and the outcome changed? What happened is you put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Your pressure goes up. Your heart start beating a little heavier, and you lose
Your focus.
exactly. And it doesn't mean you don't care.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're not concerned.
Right.
But I don't know. I just do not put too much pressure on me
Yes.
that I don't have to.
How did you feel when you heard your daughter said, "Daddy, I know better"?
Well, I mean, and I expected. I had no concerns in terms of my daughter getting arrested and stuff like that. I would be really shocked
Right.
if that had happened, because first of all, the way we raise our children,
Train them up in the way they must go.
I mean, and even if we as kids, even we were raised the right way, sometimes we can do the wrong thing.
Right.
But still, I had the confidence to know that she, of all people, would do the right thing.
The right thing.
And even if she was one of those that was caught in this thing,
Right.
I mean, you have to suffer the consequences for your action.
But you will be there to
Absolutely,
be supportive.
absolutely. I'm a father, and I'll be there. And
Yes.
I mean, she'll go through what she has to go through, and hopefully she learns a lesson from it. But Daddy would be always there.
Always there. You also shared something with me that really stuck with me, and I think that when we think of many children, the devil sometimes intercepts in the genesis of our lives and try to cause us to lose focus and hope to what God is trying to present to us in our future. And you shared with me something that somebody said to you when you're a little boy growing up, and also how that shifted your worldview. Can you share that with us today?
Well, certainly. The person actually didn't say it to me, but they said it in general.
In general.
I have no problem sharing my story.
Yeah.
My story, of course, involves my siblings and my mom
Right.
and my father. And sometimes some people do not like their stories to be shared.
Right.
But it is my story.
Right.
So my father and my mom were never married, but they had 7 children. My father was a drunkard. He drank a lot. And one of the things he did would, when he come home, would, in his drunken stupors, he would do things and say things, especially be abusive to my mother.
Yeah.
And one particular day, he came home and he was in his regular drunken situation. And I heard the neighbor who came by to try to see if she could help. But she said, these boys, and there were 5 of us boys, I'm sorry for them, but they're going to grow up to be just like their father. I was about 7 or 8 years old when she said that. And something was triggered in my mind.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to prove you wrong. I wasn't a Christian, didn't know anything about Christianity then. But looking back, I know it was the interception or the intervention of God in my life then. And so I determined then I wouldn't drink.
Wow.
I would not have kids before I get married.
Wow.
And when I did get married, I would not abuse my wife.
Wow.
And so from that age, I decided I would do that. And every year, that would be on my mind. And then I left home when I was about 18 to go study. And every year I went home, I would go to this lady's house on purpose.
On purpose.
And I don't even know if she remembered she said that, but I would go to her house every year
Yes.
to at least let her know that one of the 5
Is back.
is not going to be like his father. And I mean, and that
And go back, you mean go back home?
go back home
Yes.
too, because I left Dominica.
Dominica, yes.
I went first of all to the
Yes.
College of the Virgin Islands.
Right.
It's now University of the Virgin Islands in
Yes.
St. Croix then. But every year when I went home, I would go visit that woman on purpose.
On purpose.
I would sit on her couch on purpose.
That's good.
And we would talk about what I was doing
On purpose.
On purpose. And so if she had forgotten, she did, but I wanted in her mind
Yes.
to know there are 5 of us boys, and at least one of us
Yeah.
was not going to be like my father. So the pronouncement that she made years and years ago
Yes.
wasn't going to come true.
It's dead.
And as it turned out, none of my brothers
Wow.
really, became an alcoholic or
Yes.
whatever. I think maybe one or two of them drink, but still, the point is that if that was a generational curse, I was breaking it
broken.
because it wasn't going to happen to me. And as it turned
good.
out, I got married. I never drank going throughout my, high school days, college days, even when I partied and my friends would drink and buy beer and whatnot. And if we went out, four of us, I would say, okay, buy me a malt. Why they
Yes.
bought three beers.
Wow.
And they were like, why are you drinking a malt? I was like, I never shared that with anybody.
Right. Wow.
But that was my thing.
Your thing.
I didn't, again, I had the confidence about
Right.
myself. I was not pressured by my peers.
Right.
Never allowed that to happen to
Right.
me by the grace of God. And of course, I became a Christian at 16, and that just helped solidify my
Your
belief
vow.
and my faith. So yeah.
So when you went back to Dominica, did you ever felt the need to say to her, when I was 8, you said this? Have you ever felt the need to say
that never, I never wanted to say it to her. Again, I don't think she meant it as that's what she wanted. She just sensed it without
That
any
this might be the
upbringing.
statistics, yeah.
Nobody is there to direct
Yes.
these boys what they're going to be. She just made a pronouncement based on what she saw. And of course, that typically is what happened. Your father is doing this, you're going to do that.
You do that.
And that people tend to just accept that as a thing.
As a thing.
My father is a carpenter, I'll be a carpenter. My father is a fisherman, I'll be a fisherman.
Wow.
My father is a drunkard, then I'll be, well, no. You don't have to, somebody says just because you were born in the slum, it doesn't mean that the slum was born in you. You have to
Ooh.
change that perspective, change
The
that
narrative.
narrative, break the curse,
Break the curse.
And so all these things that I thought of, they were not, I wasn't thinking of them as curses or that's just something I decided as a child, it's not going to happen to me. Turns out, as I said, believe God had his hand on my life from a very young age. And I thank God for that, and I'm absolutely grateful for that.
But also it shifted your behaviors.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Because you said, I'm not going to do this to my wife, and I'm going to take care of my children. And do you see you living up to that?
Well, absolutely. And it comes back to seeing the positive out of the negative.
Right.
Yes, my father was abusive. And looking back, I was angry at my father, and then I had said some things to him when I was younger. But as I grew up, I realized, he has to ultimately account to God for himself. But you cannot give what you don't have.
Right.
And he didn't get it, so he couldn't give it to me. But we cannot go through life saying, well, this is where I was born like that, I'm going to be like that.
Right.
You have to change, as you said, the narrative. Just because things didn't work out for your father, it doesn't mean it's not going to work out for you. Just because things were terrible for one generation, it doesn't have to be that way. And so you have to change course. Of course, on your own, it's going to be difficult. But we've got on your side, and that is the key, I believe.
Right.
We understand that God is able to do above and beyond what we could ask or think. But we say that, but we put it into practice.
Wow.
When the children of Israel came to the Red Sea, having seen what God had done for them, they were like, oh, that's what you did, Moses? You bring us here to kill us?
Right.
I mean, if God could do what he did in the midst of all the great army of Pharaoh,
Yeah, right.
don't you think God could do something? Open this. I mean, obviously that had never been done before.
Right.
I can imagine being in that situation. We might feel the same way, but we learn from their experience, and we understand who our God is. Impossibilities are his specialty,
Right.
and so yes, things are tough. Not saying they're not. Not saying that life is not difficult, that we don't go through storms.
Right.
But when we encounter those, we have to put into practice what God has already said. And what we have already seen, that God is a storm stopper. He can stop storms, And so if he speaks to the storms and the storms obey it then, and if he's the same God now as he was then, why can't he change my course?
Right.
Why can't he change my path?
That's good.
And so I'm going to follow in that understanding that my end shall be better than my beginning.
Your beginning.
All right? And that is what brings out that positive mindset.
In you.
That no matter what is happening now,
Right.
no matter how chaotic it is now, the sun will come out tomorrow. Yes, weeping may endure for a night.
But joy.
Joy comes in the morning.
Joy is coming.
And I certainly believe that wholeheartedly.
I am so moved by you, and I just love the light that you bring, and it literally it fills the room, and I love it. And I know many people are wondering what made this man the way that he is. His experiences in life. And you may be going through some storms right now, and you're wondering, how am I going to get over it? You have to see the good in your circumstances.
Absolutely.
And you can break generational curses. You don't have to stay in the shape that you're in at
Absolutely.
all.
I would like to share this though.
Yes.
You brought up, and again, God is amazing.
Yes, he is.
My name, Cuthbert. Do you know what Cuthbert means?
I have no idea. What tell us?
And I had no idea until I
Yes.
researched it myself. It means brilliant, as in to
Brilliant.
shine,
Ooh.
as in to shine brightly.
Uh,
I was amazed that the name, and once I found that out
yes.
years ago, I got to leave the name. I got to shine.
You gotta shine.
The Bible says we are the light
Light
of the world.
Yes.
A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden.
be hid.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a
Bushel.
candlestick, where it shines and gives light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify God. And so the idea of shining, the idea of smiling, to me, it just it is just who that I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to bring a smile, and you never know. One thing I read and I have heard over the years, you never know what somebody's going through,
Right.
but a little smile
Yes.
can change,
Can change.
the course
Yes.
of their lives. And so I always go back to that day when my aunt said to me, just smile.
Just smile.
And I hope my aunt will see this. And I've told her before, and I think most of my family members know that my aunt Martha Drago Sanderson, she's my angel. She's my star.
Yeah.
And I always think of her, and I thank God for her.
You know, there's a saying that I heard earlier last year that says, "Not all heroes wear a cape," and so your aunt.
Oh, absolutely.
Your
And I mean,
hero.
she knows, and I tell her that all the time.
All the time.
I mean, again, I have lovely aunts. I have many aunts, and
But
I
in that
hope,
pivotal moment,
I hope they understand
but in that
why she
pivotal
is my
moment,
special aunt.
yes, she changed your world. And you know, before I do something very special for you, you know, I want to say to all of us here that you had two encounters that could have totally shifted your life. You know, you were teased, or in this term they say bullied, but somebody came and rescued you.
Yes, indeed.
And you had a life situation where you could have turned out like your father, but you made up in your mind that that's not going to be my course.
Amen.
And I think that's powerful. That's powerful. That once you make up your mind, you can become any.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And there's some people that wanted to send you some cheer.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord.
Some people that see what I saw and they want to talk to you for a minute. So why don't you
Oh my goodness.
stay in.
Lord have mercy. You guys are surprising me now.
Hello, everyone. I am
Oh,
the
my
proud wife
goodness.
of one Cuthbert Joseph. We've been married for 34 years now, and for better or for worse, we are still moving on. He is a strong, committed Christian, a soldier of the cross, one who takes his responsibilities seriously. As a dad, my husband promised to make sure that his children are comfortable and have need of nothing. So since we were young, if he had to work 25 jobs to take care of his kids, he would. And that always made me feel really secure. Because years ago, when trying to determine what to do next, me being a dentist and wanting to do something different, my husband encouraged me strongly to let's start our own business. And just based on his faith and his encouragement, I moved out. We moved out from where we were, out of our comfort zone, and we started our practice from scratch. And praise the Lord, 22 years now later, it's grown and grown and grown into something really spectacular.
Amen.
Something that we give God thanks for. So I thank him for that, for being just a partner with me in things of that nature. We work together as man and wife to make sure that we move our family forward. I'm also very grateful that he's a man of God, spiritual leader, an evangelist, someone moving people towards Christ, someone who has intentions to love people towards Christ, to be kind to people, to influence people for the cause of Christ as well. Because indeed, I have a spiritual partner as well who really takes that seriously, the call that he has. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful because he has lots of people who love him, lots of fans, including us, his family, his wife, and his children. And we love you, honey, but God bless you. Continue to strengthen you and keep you
how
for all
sweet.
your days.
Thank you, babes.
Hi, Cuthbert. I know that this is a surprise for you. Just wanted to jump right in and just tell you how much I care about you, how much of a blessing that you've been to me. And not only me, but I'm talking for myself right now. You know, how much of an impact that you've made in this community here in Boston and beyond Boston, even in your own island. How much of an impact you've made around the world via television and on so many different platforms, the blessed man that you are. And I just wanted to take a moment to just celebrate you, to just thank God for you. You're such a blessing. And here's what it is. Your devotion to the gospel of Jesus Christ, your dedication to the dissemination of the gospel of Jesus Christ, your application of the living word in your daily existence. I've seen how you have conducted yourself consistently over 30 years, and impressive, impactful, spirit-led. I mean, there are just so many things that I can say about you, Cuthbert. And I just want to say God bless you, and may he give you the health, strength. May he confirm your health, give you the strength and the courage to continue to do all that he would have you do. On behalf of your family also, God bless you, and I love you, my brother.
Thank you. Oh, you in all the ways.
There's more.
Sister Miss.
Hi, Pastor Cuthbert.
Hi.
I do hope you're doing well. Just wanted to send a quick video note and say how much we appreciate you and how much you have impacted our lives throughout the year, throughout the years, and how much we look up to you. And we see God's work in your life throughout the years with the many different ministries and responsibilities in his vineyard that you have had. And we give God thanks for you and know that things that you're doing, others are watching, and you're making an impact on their life, and you've made an impact on mine. I do appreciate you and thank you for being a pastor and being a confidant and being a friend and a listening ear. And thank you for your encouraging words and your praise, your continuous praise, and your encouragement throughout the years. Doing different things that I did in my life, getting married and having a baby and so forth. You've been an inspiration, you've been a motivation, you have been a source of encouragement. And so we want to say thanks and may God continue to bless you and prosper you and cover you under his blood and continue to do great exploits in his name. All right.
Thank
Take
you very
care.
much.
God bless you. We love
Thank you. I
Bye-bye.
love you too. Oh, wow. That's it.
You're not done yet. We're not quite done yet. We're not done yet.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe Dominique. Everybody kept this. Oh, yes. I was correct. Everybody kept this so
Hi,
secret.
Dad.
Hi, baby girl.
I'm here just to shower you with a little extra love today, and we're so happy to have the opportunity to do so. Because I know I love you. I know that
I know that.
I'm forever inspired by you. But I know sometimes maybe you don't hear it as often as you should. So I'm here to remind you today that I love you and I'm so proud of you. And it's truly an honor to be your daughter. I love that I get to see firsthand the impact that you've had on so many lives. You not only teach the gospel, but you live it and you lead by example, and you aspire to inspire wherever you go with every encounter that you have. And the older I get, the more I realize that I try to hold true to those things myself. And I'm just truly honored and proud to have been able to witness it in so many ways. And I'm still learning, and I'm privileged to be able to still learn from you. And I pray that God continues to guide you and to keep you and to use you, and that blessings continue to come your way because you are more than deserving. Just know all the hard work that you've put in over the years, through church, friends and family, to friends and family and the community. It has not gone unnoticed. We see you, we love you, and we are so proud of you. Continue to be a light wherever you go.
Oh my goodness.
And represent. Love you.
Thank you, baby girl. Love you.
This one may send you to Dominica.
Oh, who's this
I'm
now?
gonna send you on a flight.
Oh, my mother. No way. Hi, mother dear.
Hi, CB.
Hi there.
I'm your mom. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. You help a lot of people, your kids. You help me. I don't know what I would do without you.
Oh, really?
I am so proud of you, of what you're doing, the way you help people and your family. I love you.
Thank you, mother. You want to make me cry, my
Yes. Because
I
you
don't-
see, sometimes
I don't cry that well, that
Sometimes.
much.
because sometimes people see us where we are now, but they don't see our process. And so I think it's so important that people, that people are looking at you, people that are watching you and seeing you go through the process. We're like caterpillars in a cocoon. There's something beautiful in all of us.
That's right.
We just need to emerge and change the course of others'
Absolutely.
lives, and you have done that.
Well, thank you so much. I am truly, humbled. The very important women in my life you featured. My mother, God knows that life was not easy for her.
Right.
But with the help of my grandmother, her mom, we've persevered. And so when she say I've helped her, I mean, what I've done is a
Minimal.
drop
Yeah.
in what she has done for all of us. And of course, my wife, hearing her say what she has said, because I live with her, and so she sees, and
Right.
and then my daughter, my firstborn.
Right.
So yes, and of course, Brother Carl and Delita and I don't know how you chose those people, but I do appreciate.
I got help.
I just appreciate that, and truly, it's humbling because I think what we are supposed to do as Christians is to live what Christ says, to love God, to love our neighbor as ourselves, and of course love our family. And if I can help change the course of one person's life to the better, then I think I have done my part.
You're doing it.
And God has given us much, and to whom much is given, much is required. And for some people, much to them might be $1 million, but much to me is more than I had. More than I had.
Wow.
When you grew up back in the day and you had to,
Yes.
you had to 10, 15 of you in one pot, and everybody must get one chicken wing, and you want nobody to get a sliver of your chicken wing, and now you can have as many chickens as you want. For people that have gone through that, they don't understand that.
Good.
But again, much is to be further away than I am. One of the first people in my family to go to high school. That's a great achievement, and so when you get there, when you taste of the goodness, you want somebody else to get there, and that has always been my desire. If I go up, I want to bring somebody with me. I want them to bring somebody else with them, and if we all do that, what a wonderful world it would be, right? But some people want to hoard and take and get everything else, and everybody else behind has nothing, and that is not what God has called us to do. And so, as Dominic says, that is what I want to be remembered for, is somebody who cared, who loved, who had mercy, who, just wanted somebody else to experience better, come out of the gutter, as it were, and rise to the top. Experience that, because that is what it's all about. And so thank you so much.
It's my privilege and my honor to have you. Thank you for doing what you do. It's seen, it's being heard, and it's changing lives.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You did something awesome. I didn't expect all of that. I thought I would just come in and just tell you a couple of things, hopefully to encourage somebody. But I am encouraged. I'm encouraged, and I pray that the journey will indeed, as you go along, will accomplish much. That you will inspire many, and people will talk about, that program changed my life because of something somebody said. And so I thank God for you and your family, and may He continue to give you the wisdom, give you the resources. May you continue to find favor in all that you do.
Thank you. You're so kind.
Yes.
And now to our inspirational piece. I'm learning, and it's not how you begin that counts. In fact, is what you do with the experiences that you have gone through. Do you allow them to make you bitter or better? My pastor, Stephen Mack, once says, don't let your circumstances make you bitter. Allow them to make you better. Eleanor Roosevelt wrote, and I quote, "Nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission." Say this with me. What happens to me will not define me any longer. I will use instead what happened to me to make me better. The journey continues. I'll talk with you really soon. Bye now.
People say I've got a great smile. Well, I have to say, this is all thanks to the professional team at Beacon Dental Group right here in Dorchester, Massachusetts. I've got world-class dental care. Beacon Dental Group has expert and caring staff dedicated to providing the most advanced and satisfactory treatment in all aspects of oral health. Their services are designed to meet your needs and give you a perfect smile, too. General checkups, cosmetic surgery, Gemini laser service, and advanced procedures, all in a state-of-the-art facility. Call or visit Beacon Dental Group today, 1026 Blue Hill Avenue, Dorchester, Massachusetts, or call 617-282-2146 for a smile that lights the world.